After Cassie's lawsuit, after the feds raid Diddy's homes, after Diddy's son released a diss track on the world, this book is released September of 2024, just like right before his arrest.
What was Kim's state? And in the report, did it say she had blood on the pillow and bruises or something like that? That case needs to be reopened, man.
Imagine a world where the architect of a multi-million-dollar empire is caught in a case so shocking it threatens to shatter Hollywood's pristine facade. Freshly uncovered receipts now confirm federal links between scene Diddy comms and the enigmatic Kim Porter case.
Wow, that's a very highly sophisticated premise. I think putting out that she could have been poisoned in some way, certainly something that would be undetectable. What I can tell you is that there was quite a bit of pathology with her autopsy. And, you know, you'd mentioned just a moment ago that she had died of lobar pneumonia. For folks that don't know, just a brief little primer here. Our lungs are comprised of lobes, okay? So hence lobar pneumonia. The right lung has 3 lobes. The left lung has 2, all right? And the reason you have 2 is on the left is because the heart takes up the space. It kind of overlies the lung on that side. Now, her lungs, just so that I have the numbers right, to give you an idea of what we're dealing with here, her lungs were 850 grams for the left. That's the one with only 2 lobes. And then the right lung was 900 grams. Now that might not mean much to most of the listening public, but I can tell you this. For a woman in particular, alarm bells kind of go off if you get anything that's like up in the upper 400 range. We're talking about the weight of these lungs is desperately heavy.
Today, we peel back decades of secrecy, revealing a web of personal betrayals, family turmoil, and a mystery that refuses to be easily explained. Was Kim Porter's untimely passing truly caused by pneumonia, or does a darker, more chilling truth lurk beneath the surface?
It's titled Kim's Lost Words, A Journey for Justice from the Other Side. At first glance, the book appears to be a memoir. The way it's titled, that's the impression. Kim Porter is the late ex-girlfriend of famous musician Sean Diddy Combs. She's the mother of 4 of his 7 children, and she passed away in 2018. After Cassie's lawsuit, after the feds raid Diddy's homes, after Diddy's son released a diss track on the world, this book is released September of 2024, just like right before his arrest. The book is described as being filled with, quote, alleged disturbing and graphic sexual encounters between Combs and other celebrities. The main allegations spewed in the books are Diddy had asked Kim, to use an intimate object for his bottom, and she refused, which resulted in him allegedly beating her. That's what's in the book. There are other excerpts from the book that state that Kim witnessed Diddy having intimate relationships with underage male stars in the industry. Another allegation that Diddy allegedly hit Kim with a chair. I mean, the opening line, chapter 1, the introduction, is already so salacious. Of course it's gonna get people talking. The opening page reads about Diddy. He was so charming, a wolf in sheep's clothing, a devil, and I fell for it. This story must be told despite the fact that it'll hurt my children. I cannot hide it any longer. Sean Combs must be stopped.
So there were other celebrities' names being mentioned in there?
So many.
The media in Hollywood, a lot of times, they don't want the truth. So they do projects and stories and unscripted and scripted that are not always completely 100% true. I'm no different than them. I would like to turn this book into a movie or a series, and we're shopping that right now.
What, from reading these pages, what is your overall takeaway? If this is in fact Kim Porter's memoir, what is your takeaway from it?
It's disturbing. It's dark, it's sad. This is an woman telling her story. When I first read the whole thing, I only had a couple pages at first. Now, as for the tapes, I've been told that I can have access to the tapes.
What are the tapes? First start there. What tapes are you talking about?
The big ones.
You're talking about sex tapes.
Yeah, but with very famous people.
Okay, so talk to us about what you were told about the tapes.
that if I pass the test, they trust me, I will be the one to do it.
Who's they?
The sources and the people around the community of Kim and Diddy.
It all began in the early 1990s when a young Diddy on the verge of hip-hop superstardom met Kim Porter, a striking model and actress whose path was shaped by resilience and ambition. Leaving Columbia, Georgia, for Atlanta as a teenager, she pursued success in an industry notorious for shutting out dreamers. When she first stepped into Uptown Records with her then-boyfriend, no one could have foreseen that she would become a defining force in the life of one of music's most influential figures. Their connection was immediate and undeniable, intertwining their destinies, their legacies, and ultimately, their families.
Kim Porter and Sean Diddy Combs first met in the early 1990s when both were rising stars in the entertainment world. Porter was a successful model and actress, known for her work in music videos and as a high-fashion runway model. Diddy, then known as Puff Daddy, was at the start of his career as a music producer and entrepreneur, but he was quickly gaining recognition in the industry. Their chemistry was immediate, and they began dating in the mid-1990s. The couple shared a deep connection, one that transcended the typical celebrity romance. Porter was not only Diddy's girlfriend, but also his confidant, best friend, and the mother of 3 of his children. Their relationship was one of passion and love, but also tumultuous, as Diddy's fame continued to skyrocket, bringing with it temptations and challenges. Building a family. Kim Porter and Diddy welcomed their first child, Christian Combs, in 1998. This marked a new chapter in their relationship as they began building a family together. While they were in love, their relationship was not without its struggles. Over the years, the couple experienced several breakups, driven in part by Diddy's high-profile lifestyle and infidelity. Diddy's fame as a music mogul brought immense pressure, and it often seemed that he was torn between his love for Porter and the temptations of fame. Despite their breakups, Porter and Diddy remained close, and they eventually reconciled in the early 2000s.
So he starts as an executive and everybody hates him. Well, there's some people that like him, like Kim Porter. Kim Porter worked as a receptionist at Uptown Records in New York City, where Diddy meets her for the first time and says it's love at first sight. Diddy remembers thinking, I wasn't trying to holler at her or anything, but I was admiring her. Her lips, her eyes, her mouth, her shape, her energy. I was just thinking, I wish I had a girl like that. She kind of made me feel nervous. You know, she wasn't like a New York girl. She was a bohemian mixed with Georgia peach hospitality. I got the idea that she liked doing stuff like walking barefoot in the grass. I didn't think that I could get her to like me. You know, she was smooth, you know, like ice. She's cool, collected. She thinks before she speaks. You meet a lot of young ladies and they just don't do that. Kim was never pressed. She was always in control. He would later say, she was my muse. You know how they say it in the movies? I mean, it's corny, but beautiful. She completes me. Which can be verified with some accounts from people at Uptown Records. They said, Puff is a super achiever. Kim is all about peace, love, and life, you know? Puff finds calm in her presence. Puff was in love with her from the first time he saw her. You could tell from the way that he looked at her. Which is unfortunate because Kim Porter is dating an artist signed with Uptown Records, I'll Be Sure. In fact, they have a son together named Quincy. I mean, it took a few years of Diddy pursuing Kim Porter for them to finally give it a shot. And they said once they start dating, they're just inseparable. They said we went out together, we ate together, we played together. He would want me at the office. I would want him at my shoots because she's also a model. Our bond was so tight.
Diddy and Kim Porter's relationship was a whirlwind of passion, breakups, and reconciliations, constantly tested by his high-profile lifestyle and infidelity. Yet their connection remained undeniable. Their story began at Uptown Records in New York City, where Porter worked as a receptionist, and from the moment Diddy saw her, he was captivated by her grace, confidence, and southern charm, later calling her his muse. At the time, Porter was in a relationship with R&B artist I'll Be Sure, with whom she shared a son, Quincy, but after years of Diddy's persistence, they finally became a couple and were soon inseparable, sharing every aspect of their lives, from office spaces to photo shoots. Their 2-decade love story was marked by deep devotion and heartbreaking separations, including a major split after welcoming their first child. Christian in 1998 due to infidelity and the pressures of fame. Yet, fate repeatedly drew them back together, and in 2006, the birth of their twin daughters, Murd3r and Jesse James, seemed to solidify their bond, but by 2007, their relationship came to a final painful end, leading to bitter custody battles. Despite the ups and downs, Porter remained a steady force in Diddy's life, a woman whose story was not just about love, but also about resilience, survival, and the unbreakable ties of family.
In 2006, the couple welcomed twin daughters, Murd3r and Jesse James Combs, further solidifying their family bond. Throughout their relationship, Porter was known for her grace and poise, standing by Diddy's side even in the face of public scrutiny. In addition to their biological children, Porter also had a son, Quincy Brown, from her previous relationship with singer Murd3r. Diddy raised Quincy as his own, and the blended family became a symbol of love and unity in the entertainment world. Challenges and breakups. Despite the love they shared and their strong family unit, Diddy and Porter's relationship faced numerous challenges. Diddy's fame as a global superstar, with all the attention and distractions that came with it, was a constant source of strain. Reports of Diddy's infidelity often surfaced, and the couple broke up and reconciled multiple times throughout their relationship. One of the most significant challenges to their relationship came in the form of Diddy's public affairs with other women. At various points in their relationship, Diddy was romantically linked to other celebrities, including Jennifer Lopez and Cassie Ventura. These relationships created tension between Diddy and Porter, who struggled with the public nature of his indiscretions. Despite these difficulties, Porter and Diddy maintained a deep and enduring connection, often referring to each other as soulmates. By 2007, their romantic relationship had come to an end for good. After more than a decade of ups and downs, Porter decided to move on from the relationship, although the two remained close friends and co-parents. In interviews following their split, Porter made it clear that while she and Diddy were no longer romantically involved, they would always be connected through their children and the love they had for one another.
And they actually become one of the most iconic celebrity couples during that time. According to one source, some tried calling them Black Barbie and Ken. They have their little fairy tale moment where Kim gets pregnant. She's about to give birth with Christian Combs, her second son, both of their second sons, and it's supposed to be this happily ever after. Until one day, allegedly, Kim is happily pregnant, happily in this beautiful relationship. She reads on the tabloids that the father of her child, the one that she's pregnant with, is dating Jennifer Lopez, J-Lo. And she's like, I didn't know that we're broken up, basically, is what a lot of sources allege, that she didn't know until she read the tabloids. According to an older Essence magazine publication, when Kim was pregnant with the couple's first child, Christian, Diddy, quote, stepped out on the relationship and in an astonishing display of celebrity infidelity, took up with Jennifer Lopez. Suddenly, there was Kim Porter's man, the father of her newborn son, parading his movie star girlfriend in front of the paparazzi's flashing cameras. To all the world, it looked like he was thinking, Kim? What Kim? Kim said the worst part of it all was that everyone, anytime she was around people, they would just keep asking her, oh, Kim, are you all right? She said, quote, I just hated that. They were talking to me like I was just really crushed. I have kids. I'm a grown woman. According to some sources, Kim refused to acknowledge the fact that Diddy was dating J-Lo. She left. She broke up with him. She's no longer dating him, but she didn't confront him. She never mentioned J-Lo. She just broke it off. And sources say that drove him absolutely bat crazy.
Then in November 2018, tragedy struck when Kim Porter was found dead in her home at just 47 years old. While the official autopsy report listed low-grade pneumonia as the cause, many found the explanation too straightforward, too clinical, an unsettlingly neat conclusion that failed to capture the turbulence and complexities that had shaped her life.
What was Kim's state? Why did, and in the report, didn't it say she had blood on the pillow and bruises or something like that? That case needs to be reopened, man. The case really needs to be reopened. Because if that girl was there and she said that Kim was all right, what happened from 8 to 11? And why did all Kim's stuff come up missing?
I didn't know any of that, man. I never heard of that. So when they found her, she had bruises and a lot of her stuff was missing.
Bro, it's a lot of suspect things going on. First and foremost, in our day and time, other than our house key, a woman gonna keep her phone and you know, she got a lot of different purses, but everybody always grab their phone. Why come right till today, right now, nobody knows what Kim Porter's phone is? And they know they had iPhones. Why have nobody went to the cloud and got the text messages and the things off her phone? Because everything that came in that phone is text, and you know your iPhone find my phone. Nobody tried to find the phone?
They celebrated Mother's Day with all their kids together in 2018. And just a month before Kim died, Diddy and her both went to Quincy's screening for a Netflix movie he was in. It seemed like everything was good, but then Kim got sick out of nowhere and never recovered. Reports say she got the flu and it got worse and turned into pneumonia. But some people think the situation is sketchy and that Diddy was involved with it. After Kim got sick, Diddy allegedly hired a private nurse to take care of her. According to rumors, the nurse never gave Kim the medicine she needed to recover, and that's why she died. Another reason why people think the situation is weird is because a dude named Corey Gamble was at the house when Kim died. Corey Gamble is a dude from the music industry who used to be Justin Bieber's tour manager. But some people think his real job is a fixer, which basically means that powerful people hire him to take care of bad situations. Corey Gamble has also been dating Kris Jenner for years and has connections to a lot of the most powerful people in the industry. Nobody knows why he was at Kim's house when she died, and that's why a bunch of rumors sparked up about him taking care of the situation for Diddy. Before Kim died, Diddy and Kim acted like everything was cool between them even after they broke up, but people close to the situation told a way different story. Diddy allegedly Kim for their entire relationship. A dude named Roger Bonds was Diddy's bodyguard for years, and he told Piers Morgan that he saw Diddy put hands on Kim and his ex Cassie too.
How many times did you personally witness him be violent towards women?
Around 4 or 5 times.
And was that all with Cassie, or was it Cassie and other women?
I seen him with Cassie, and I seen him with Kim Porter, his kid's mother.
By September 2024, Diddy finds himself ensnared in a storm of legal battles, facing serious charges including sex trafficking, racketeering, and physical abuse. As federal investigators dig deeper, shocking links between him and the Kim Porter case have emerged, raising questions that could expose long-buried secrets from their tumultuous past.
No, we're trying to just go to discuss that now, what we will be able to talk to in terms of what was available and what was on those flash drives.
Okay.
But it was the book, so.
So it is Kim Porter's book, but not necessarily some of the stuff with the celebs that were mentioned besides.
It's hers. Nobody touched it.
Oh, so it is her official book.
Yes. Nobody,
and no one touched it.
Nobody altered it. Nothing.
So it's not the copy that the gentleman said that he was selling before. No.
No.
It's 2 different copies. That one was edited, and we have the original copy.
So you're saying that the other copy was an actual real copy, even though the family said it wasn't.
It was a derivative work.
The only way the family say that is because I forgot his name. Albie Short.
Yeah.
Yeah. And besides that, how they know? A lot of stuff their mother did, they didn't know. And I like to see apologize to the mother and the family for the picture being in front of it.
Right.
I didn't put it there.
Right.
So, you know, they got to worry about bigger things.
Right.
Than what her diary was. You understand?
Right.
They should have started worrying when he was beating her.
Right.
When you start worrying about your mother after the fact.
Right. So, the book, do you think it'll ever be open to the public or after this, or?
That'll be the next thing. I've been contracted to go to Amazon and work out whatever legalities that may have existed prior so that we can republish the book.
He was with Kim Porter before Diddy came into her life and later became the adoptive father to their son Quincy. Now alleges that Porter lived in a state of constant fear. In a series of chilling revelations, he recalls her speaking in hushed tones about a darkness that had overtaken Diddy, one that suggested not just betrayal, but a looming and dangerous threat.
R&B singer Albie Shore breaks his silence on dating Sean Diddy Combs' late ex, Kim Porter, in a new Peacock documentary. Albie Shore, whose legal name is Albert Joseph Brown, opens up in Diddy, the Making of a Bad Boy, about the alleged love triangle between him, Kim, and Combs.
You got me acting crazy in front of all these people.
Something is not right with this.
Brown alleges, "I was told that Combs wasn't too happy about anyone who had a relationship with Kimberly. Kimberly said, 'Don't do this. Don't get involved. You will get killed.'" He adds, "Let's just say you gotta listen to Kimberly, because not only was she trying to save me, she was putting her own life in danger." The R&B star ultimately cuts himself off, citing ongoing legal proceedings, but says he intends to share further details, quote, "at some point." Back in October, Brown made headlines for an Instagram post in which he referred to Porter's death as a, quote, "tragic murder," and called for an investigation into her death, which the Los Angeles County Department of Medical Examiner coroner ruled to be natural, with a diagnosis of lobar pneumonia. The model and actress was found dead in her home in Toluca Lake, just north of Los Angeles, on November 15, 2018. She was 47 years old. At the time, a source told E! News that Porter had been suffering from pneumonia and had been seeing a doctor. Prior to her relationship with Combs, Kim had a son with Albie Shore named Quincy, who is now 33. Elsewhere in the documentary, Albie Shore addresses the nature of Combs' relationship with Quincy, saying, "I have to keep in mind that what people were fed and this propaganda against me over the years about, Puffy did this and adopted your kid. There's no adoption, none, and if you haven't noticed, his name is still Brown."
At one point, I was working on Casey and JoJo on one of the soundtracks. Sean came by the studio. I believe he may have been with Lisa, and I was in the studio with Kimberly, and we had the baby with us at that point. He walked into the studio, and he looked over, and he saw this really beautiful girl, and she was holding this really beautiful baby. And he said, "Hey, I wish I had a beautiful girl like that."
The whole staff watched it happen. Sean had no shame in his aggression towards Kim.
Adding yet another twist to this intricate puzzle is the controversial memoir, Kim's Lost Words, A Journey for Justice from the Other Side. With each new revelation, the mystery surrounding her story only grows, further blurring the line between truth and deception.
So the rumored memoir from the late Kim Porter, it looks like it may have leaked.
She has, I'm trying to hear this correctly, she has 3 different manuscripts, okay? Because it was reported she was writing a tell-all book about her partner, baby daddy. P. Diddy. She had 3 manuscripts and she gave them to 3 separate people. Somebody you wouldn't even suspect. Somebody outside of her friend group, somebody entirely different. She had a very close-knit circle of friends and a particular type of friends. So she hung around particular people. She was very specific in her choice of people that she allowed in her circle, okay? Very, very, very controlled about that. However, somebody from outside that circle has one of, quote, the books or manuscripts or written documentation. So they don't have it all.
And not only that, Murd3r Online is reporting an excerpt from this shocking memoir that highlights Sean Diddy Combs' alleged.
Through sources that were very close to the real sources of the flash drive, told numerous stories over an 8-month period that this stuff was true. Like I stated before, did I go call these celebrities personally? No. Okay? I had some people try to reach out to them. We never really spoke directly to the people. I don't need to. I don't need to. I'm not the cops. I'm not saying they're doing anything illegal. Okay? I am a conduit. That they make a joke about me when I say that. I am doing this for Kim. Whatever she wrote, did I research every single little thing? Obviously, I did my investigation. I believed it was real, so I published it. That's it. As for every little thing, and you're doing a great job. I totally get what you're doing, and you can ask me anything you want.
The reason why I'm asking this, because these are serious.
What do you think Will Smith would say? Can I say something? What do you think Will Smith would say if I called him up on his cell phone? I pull his number through a PI, right? And I call him up, and I go, when Kim was pregnant, she says she's on the phone with you, and that Sean's on the phone with you, Will, and that he's talking about this. Do you think he's going to admit that that really happened? Right now, with everything that's going on with Sean Combs, and all these celebrities are silent right now, Do you really think he's going to talk to me? Do you think he's going to admit to that?
As federal investigations close in on Diddy, his legal team is scrambling to counter allegations that extend far beyond criminal behavior. Reports suggest that prosecutors are building a case portraying a long-standing pattern of manipulation and abuse, one that traces back to his early days in the music industry and continues to fuel today's explosive legal battles.
Diddy was a known ghoul in the industry for years. His of Cassie was an open secret. His previous girlfriend, Kim Porter, was an open secret. His sex parties and freak-offs were an open secret, to the point where many a celebrity had either tacitly or openly spoken on occasion about how they didn't mess with Diddy because they knew what Diddy was.
I'm gonna have a party, and we had parties, but I was more like just trying to just vibe, like just see where I look back on where I became.
Did you miss me though? For real, because it seems like a thing.
I
with
miss
this
partying
birthday
with
party,
Puff, man.
Man, but I'm talking about for your birthday.
Huh?
Why won't you party with me for your birthday, man?
We partied for my birthday before. You came to my party.
No, but me and you ain't never really party. You know what I'm saying?
What are some things that you feel like I should look out for? You know, coming into the game. Like you've been in the game for a long time, man.
Somebody's house.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Stay away from that. Stay away from the take that mansion. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, stay away from that. All right. Second, they're laughing because they know it's true.
Diddy also had been in violent altercations with numerous other figures within the industry, including Drake at a party.
Historically, we've heard about you putting hands on people throughout the years. Like, what made you put hands on Drake?
I did not put hands on Drake.
Oh.
And I do not want any problems with Drake. Drake is, right now, that's all I got now.
Getting two-piece by J. Cole at another party.
Boys are making a bombshell allegation. They say this video of him beating ex-girlfriend Cassie was leaked by the Department of Homeland Security.
I believe he's innocent.
I know y'all take it like, oh, that was hardcore. That's cool, but that is the game you in. I am sorry, that is the game you decided to get in.
Bill Combs is already fighting multiple sexist allegations, each one more disturbing than the next.
I like no fucking. You have to know.
His latest accuser says he was 10 years old.
I don't like just to win. I want to win over and over and over. I want to be at the end of the day, I want to
Diddy Combs' investigation. New surveillance video shows Combs being taken into custody in a Manhattan hotel last week.
Next, give me something else.
He took me out of a dangerous game. I mean, I was selling real hard. When I got the record deal, I got cut. So it's like he Jesus to me, you know what I'm saying? Because he just saved me.
Can't you do it? I can do it. I can do anything.
You know, the game has been elevated. As we can tell, there's no expense being spared. We on a Black billionaires lunch. Yeah, you understand? Right. And we're here together, and we're gonna keep staying together. We getting tighter. You know what I'm saying? And united we stand. It ain't nothing else. It's up to us. Black excellence, right? Oh, yeah.
Is this the missing link that ties Diddy to Kim Porter's case, or just another twist in a web of deception spun by one of the industry's most powerful figures? With new evidence surfacing and federal investigators closing in, the question remains, are we witnessing the unraveling a long-hidden Hollywood secret, or is this all a smokescreen for even darker truths? Stay locked in for every shocking revelation. Hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because the truth is coming and you won't want to miss a second of it.